In the early 1900s in Louisville, Kentucky, a massive structure stood on top of a quiet hill. It was known as Waverly Hills Sanatorium. From a distance, the building looked calm, almost peaceful. But behind its walls, it would soon become one of the most tragic medical facilities in American history. Originally, the hospital was built to treat patients suffering from tuberculosis. At the time, the disease was spreading rapidly, and there was no effective cure. Doctors believed that fresh air, isolation, and strict treatment could help slow the illness. So patients were brought here from all across the region, hoping to recover. But many of them would never leave. As the years passed, the number of patients inside the sanatorium continued to rise. Tuberculosis was relentless. Entire wards were filled with the sick, each one fighting a battle that few would win. Patients were often placed on open-air balconies, even during freezing winters. Doctors believed the cold air could slow the disease, but for many, it only made their suffering worse. Inside the building, the atmosphere grew heavy. The sound of coughing echoed through the halls, and for some patients, the sanatorium became a place they would never leave alive. Over time, thousands of people are believed to have died within the walls of Waverly Hills. Records vary, but the number is often said to be extremely high. To manage the growing number of deaths, the staff used a long underground tunnel. It later became known as the body chute. The tunnel allowed workers to move bodies out of the hospital without disturbing other patients, because fear was something doctors tried to control. But no matter how carefully things were handled, death was always present inside the building. Years after the hospital closed, the building was left abandoned. Empty hallways, silent rooms, and memories that refused to fade. Soon, reports began to surface. Visitors claimed they heard footsteps in empty corridors, doors moving on their own, and strange echoes that did not belong to the living. What was once a place of suffering was now being described as something far more disturbing. Some visitors claimed they saw figures standing at the end of long hallways, shadowy shapes that disappeared the moment they were noticed. Others reported seeing wheelchairs moving with no one around, lights turning on and off in a building with no power. These experiences were never officially confirmed, but over time, the stories continued to grow. One of the most well-known stories is connected to a place called Room 502. According to local accounts, a nurse working at the hospital died under mysterious circumstances. Some say she took her own life. Others believe there may have been more to the story. Visitors later claimed that strange things happened near that room. Cold spots, unexplained sounds, and a strong feeling of being watched. In recent years, paranormal investigators have visited Waverly Hills. Some claim to have recorded voices through electronic devices. Others report shadows moving through the halls. But skeptics argue that many of these experiences could be explained. Old buildings make noise, light plays tricks on the eyes, and fear can change how we see things. Today, Waverly Hills still stands, silent and mostly empty. From the outside, it looks like an abandoned hospital, but inside, many believe something still remains. Is it just history echoing through the halls, or something that never left? The truth may never be fully known.
This file remains open until the next case.